Alors, les filles, je suis désolée, je vais vous demander votre attention parce qu'on a un truc super important aujourd'hui. Today, sorry, I'm switching. Today, no, but I need to practice my English. Okay, so today we're going to start a new series of classes. So we discussed about the summer, what are we going to do? Are we going to continue with education? But now that we're super moms, we said, okay, we're going to close on that. And we discussed like the option of learning a little bit about our emails, and not only on our emails, sorry, but also quoi? Imaot, nos mères, nos matriarches, but also about all the Jewish women that have a place in Tanakh, and not only in Tanakh, but maybe even larger, okay? Why? Because it's so important for us women to understand the power that we have. And we are so powerful. We have the power to change the world, and it's true. So we really have to discover and unveil that power within us so that we can use it to do the good, okay? But before that, every time we will do a little bit of the Parasha Tashavua, the Parasha of the week, so that we will learn about what's going on in our readings of the Torah every week, okay? Why? Because the Torah is called Torah Chaim. And what does it mean? It means the Torah of life. It is alive, which means that it's not a Torah that has been given to Moshe Rabbeinu and to the previous generations. For them, it is a Torah that speaks to us, to me, to you, to you, to you, to you, to you, to you, every single day, at every single second. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us the Torah. And we're going to see why. We're going to see why the Torah. But mostly, what I want to ask today is, what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, Dieu, God, expects from us? Why were we created? Why are we here on earth? This is a question that we've been asking ourselves since we were little girls, right? I remember being in the GAN, well, not really the GAN because it was public school, but in, comment on dit la maternelle? Nursery? Preschool. In preschool, and asking myself, why are we here? You know, like, why are we in this world? What are we supposed to be doing? Just have fun, enjoy ourselves. Of course, at 5 years old, you're supposed to do that. But there's for sure like a meaning behind all this, okay? And then growing up, at each step of our lives, we ask ourselves, what am I supposed to do? What am I expected to do? Okay? So that's a very important question. And since we are beginning to read the Torah again, we're starting over. Last week, we opened the Sefer Bereshit, Genesis, La Genèse, and we read about the creation of the world. And this week, we are reading the Parashat Noach. Noach, Noé in French, okay? Is everybody familiar with the story of Noé, Noach? There's no, yeah? Okay, so we're going to review that a little bit together. But basically, mainly, what is Noach, Noé, known for? He is the one who built an ark, a teva, a large boat, let's say, okay? In the times of the Mabul, Mabul is not like Mabula in Arabic. It is the diluvio, the déluge en anglais, comment on dit? The flood, okay? And this is at the time of the flood, he was commanded by God to save his family, and we're going to see all the details later on today at 3 p.m. Okay, so stay tuned. I'm kidding. And we are going to see why. But he was ordered to build this teva and survive and keep a male and a female of each species of animals. Okay, so this is why he's really well known. Everybody knows like the Arch of Noé. Of Noach, l'Arche de Noé. Il y a même des chansons. There's even like cute songs about it, okay? But we're not going to sing now. At one point we might. Okay, so now let's go back to our initial question. what does Hashem expect from us? And I want you to tell me, what do you think he expects from us?
Finish our complete our mitzvot, like
Our mission?
mission.
Okay. To be a good person. What? Yeah, okay. Any idea, suggestion? Okay. and now we understand your tafkid. Okay. Yeah, okay. To create, to make neshamot come into this world by procreating. And you're very good at it, Jaina. Baruch Hashem. Many tzaddikim. Okay, amazing. Any other suggestion?
We all have an individual mission, but it's not
Exactly.
clear what that mission is.
Okay, perfect. Very interesting. And you're all right. There's no wrong answers to that. You're all right. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Everything is in the same direction as what Hashem expects from us. And we're going to try to understand it even better. Okay. So first of all, in order to understand why we are in this world, first, let's understand why Hashem created this world, right? So last week, we were seeing in Parashat Bereshit that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created this world in 6 days, let's say, and he rested on the 7th, okay? And if you ask very big Rabbanim, why did Hashem created this world? We have a few answers. So one of the answers given by the Zohar, it is because he wanted us to know him. Okay, he wanted us to know him. That's what the Zohar proposes. Then we have the Rav Chaim Vital in the Etz HaChaim who says, in order to reveal the array, comment est-ce qu'on dit? His complete collection of powers and actions, okay? Through the realization of this universe, we can see how powerful he is, right? Then there is the Rav Shneor Zalman de Liadi, who is the Baal HaTanya, who is the first Rabbi Milubavitch, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the first Lubavitcher Rebbe. He's the one who wrote the Tanya that we learn in Chassidut Chabad, okay? Stop me if you need any information or write down your questions and we can always come back after the class. And he said something very interesting. He says, because he desired to have a dira betartonim, meaning like to have a house here in this world.
What is the exact dira?
Dira is an apartment today. They will say a house.
What is the sentence of that?
Dira betartonim, in those worlds, okay? Lower worlds. So it's very interesting. Why? So first of all, Hashem wants to have, he desires to have a dira. He desires that we, inhabitants of this world, create for him a house, for him to stay within our worlds down there, okay? Because there are several different levels of worlds, and we'll see that later on. It's not our time at that moment, okay? So first, what does he need to do? He desires to have the inhabitants of Earth create a house for him. He needs first to create the inhabitants. Oops, sorry, right? He has to create human beings. So he will do that. So first he set up a beautiful, beautiful setup, okay? A beautiful scenery. And then on the 6th day of the creation, he creates Adam and Chava. So we can think maybe Adam and Chava are going to give us a clue towards our interrogation today. Why are we on this earth? What is Hashem expecting from us? So let's see a little bit what's about them. So, come on. Let's see. So what are they doing, Chava and Adam? Adam and Chava, as we saw many times when we studied Taharat HaMishpacha, and we will not come back on that, the family purity. We are not going to come back on the creation of Adam and Chava per se, because this is not our point today. But once they were created, both Adam and Chava, what happened? HaKadosh Baruch Hu told them, you were created in this world. At that moment, they were not in the world we are living in right now. They were in a place, a beautiful place, a peaceful place, a serene place, a complete place called Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, le Jardin d'Éden, d'accord? Autrement connu parfois sous le nom de paradis, entre guillemets, d'accord? So they were living over there. And Hashem told them something very important, maybe something that he expects from them to do in their life in the Gan Eden. He told them, I created this world for you to dominate it, to rule over it, I think we say, right? To rule over it and to enjoy it, to respect it. And you are allowed to have pleasure from all the fruits of this garden, all the vegetables of this garden, except from one tree, which is the tree that we call the Etz Hadat, the tree of knowledge of good and bad, and bad. Okay, and of course, so what is that? That's the first commandment. Enjoy your ruling this world. You dominate it, you rule over it. You have to enjoy it. You can take from everything but from that. Sounds like a kashrut commandments already, right? It's interesting. The first thing he's going to tell them is, you can eat of everything, but not that. And of course, what happens? You know what? Already at that time, it was not that easy sometimes to keep kosher. So they were tempted, and they ended up eating that fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and bad. And what is very interesting is that at that moment, sorry, I missed one very important point. When Hashem told them the rules of their life, he told them, the day you will eat that fruit, you will die. You will become mortal.
So they knew the consequences.
They knew the consequences, okay?
But
They ate it.
Pourquoi Hashem il a créé cet arbre?
Eh
Pour
bien,
les tenter?
on verra. That we will see when we study Chava. When we study Chava, we will study that.
Okay.
It's very interesting, a very interesting question. Because that was the plan. That is the plan. No, it is the plan. Because we'll see. Okay? But, so it's very interesting. So they miss their mission somehow, or not, we'll see. But anyways, they become mortal. And they fell into this world. From Gan Eden, they fell into this world. And this world is a world where now they have the knowledge of what is good, what is bad. And they look at themselves and they feel ashamed. Why? Because now they know what is good, what is bad, and they see that they are naked. And they feel ashamed. So what do? They hide. And what HaKadosh Baruch Hu does? He says, Adam, Ayeka, where are you? And to this question, there is a beautiful story from the Baal HaTanya, from the Rav Shneor Zalman Deliadi. He was from the 18th century. And in the 18th century in Russia, he was arrested and put in a jail for many weeks. And when he was in the jail over there, there is a guard, a jail person, how do you call it?
Ward.
A ward? Okay, a ward.
No. W-I-R-D.
What ward? Okay, who comes and he says, are you Jewish? Yeah, I'm Jewish. I want to ask you a question. Is your God all powerful? Yeah, my God is almighty. He's all powerful. And says, then why in Genesis, it says that when Adam fell from Gan Eden into our world, he hid, and your God asked him, Ayeka, where are you? It means that he didn't even know where he was. The Baal HaTanya tells you, no, you didn't understand. He said ayeka, but it doesn't mean in that sense, where are you? But it means, where are you at with the mission that I gave you? I was not expecting you to do that. I was not expecting you to break my rules the first day, a few hours after I created you. When you knew my almightiness, when you knew what I wanted, why did you break that rule? So he asked Adam HaRishon and Chava, where are you at with the mission I gave you?
What is your place in this new world?
Not even what is your place, but are you where I expected you to be?
So my question, if you didn't expect them to be there, why did we create the world?
We'll see. But wait, we're going to answer that question, okay? So now we know that from Adam and Chava, we don't really have a big clue on why we are here and what he expects us to do. Because apparently, they somehow failed their mission. They didn't respect their deal, okay? So who is, wait, so who is,
I'm sorry.
maybe you can keep it for after, okay? Okay, so the thing is that, now let's see the following human beings that come after Adam and Chava. It's Cain and Abel, Cain et Abel, okay? The kids, the sons from Adam and Chava. They had first two sons, Cain and Abel, and they were serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bringing korbanot, bringing sacrifices to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Cain saw the sacrifice that was accepted by Hashem from his brother, and he got very jealous, and he killed him. And then he never really managed to forgive himself for that. So now we see Cain and Abel, not the best example of respecting their mission either. And then Adam and Chava have other kids, and they start populating the world. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to drink a little bit. They start populating the world, and we don't really see any special names popping out from the Parasha in the Torah until the 10th generation after Adam, which is Noach. And how do we learn about Noach? He's presented like that. It says in the Torah, Ele toldot Noach, ish tzadik tamim haya bet dorotav, et haElokim italech Noach. Meaning, like, these are the descendants of Noach. He is ish tzadik tamim, a man tzaddik, so just, like a good man, like a just man. Comment est-ce qu'on dit
Righteous.
A righteous, you're right, a righteous man. Tamim, innocent, naive, like pure, okay? Haya bedorotav, among his generations, okay? Et haElokim italech Noach, and he was walking with Hashem, okay? He was walking with Hashem. So now I want to ask you something. In French, in the olden days, where are you from, Madame Down? Du Maroc. Est-ce que quand quelqu'un était en chidour avec quelqu'un, on disait il marchait avec? Ouais, parce qu'à l'époque de mon papa, so my father, when he was younger, also, when people were dating, we would say, il marche avec la fille Benamou. Il marche avec la fille tatata. We
Never
say
heard
in French to go out. Well, that was the way they would say. And as a young girl, I know that we would say, il sort avec, he goes out with. Or here in the US, we say he's dating, but it's different, okay? But in French, it's funny how, like, you use also this walking. Walking with someone means looking in the same direction as that person, walking together in a serious way. It means having a relationship with someone. So Noach is the first one who has a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, so we're stopping on that. We pause on this person, and then it means that he has a very big impact on humankind, and we're going to see why. Okay, so
c'était la 10e génération.
Ouais, après Adam.
C'est pas longtemps après, en fait.
C'est pas longtemps après. Même si à l'époque, les gens, ils vivaient beaucoup plus longtemps que maintenant.
Mais alors, j'ai une question. Il y a
Attends.
30 secondes. Adam et Rachel, ils ont eu carrière avec. Mais après, David, ils ont eu 2 enfants. Mais pour faire des générations, les enfants, ils se sont mariés entre eux?
Ouais.
Ah, ok.
Yeah, baby. We
C'était
start from...
leurs enfants.
Oui.
Ah, j'avais pas
They were, you have to understand, Adam and Chava were the only human beings on earth. So they created everybody. We are all descendants of Adam and Chava. Okay? So now let's continue and see how the relationship of Hashem and Noach can give us a hint about what Hashem expects from us. Because for sure there's something in there. Okay? Let's continue to read what the Parasha says. He, Hashem, says to Noach, Ketz kol basar balefanai. Je vois vraiment rien. La fin de toute chair arrive devant moi. Meaning like everything that is alive is going to disappear from this earth. I, says Hashem, am going to flood the entire world and everybody is going to die.
That's it.
Woo!
It's over.
Okay? But you, Noach, because you're ish tzaddik tamim, because you're a good person. You said it, Virginie, earlier. What is he expecting from us? Probably to be a good person since he's saving Noach, right? And he says, I'm not only saving you, but I'm saving your wife, your boys, and their wives. And in order to be saved, you will have to build something that I'm going to tell you how to build. It's called a teva, okay? The teva is an ark in English, and it is basically like a large boat. And once the teva is built, I want you to pick one male and one female of each species of animal on earth and bring them in your teva. And only you, your family, and those animals will be saved. Any single thing that breathes on earth will be destroyed, flooded by the waters. Wow, that is a mission, okay? Yeah, we are all descendants of Noach. Let's wait now. What is very interesting, he says to him, now he's going to give him orders on how to build a teva, because he can say, like, listen, like I'm not a carpenter, I don't know how to build a teva. No, Hashem is going to tell him, okay, aseh lecha teva, make for yourself a teva. Aseh lecha teva, make for yourself a teva. That's one thing. And then he's going to tell him how to build it. So it's very interesting because he's giving him a deal. He's making now a brit, an alliance, a covenant with Noach. This is the first time that we're going to see that. He's making a covenant with Noach. You want to be saved, then you have to follow my rules. You are going to build a teva exactly like I tell you to. So what does he say? He says, aseh lecha teva. He's giving him all the instructions. And then he says, kach lecha, all the food. So take for yourself all the food that is going to be necessary for you and the animals. Now I want to ask you something.
It was him and the animals and the family.
The family, yeah, I said he's no.
His
I
wife.
told you the wife, his sons, and the wives of his sons.
So basically, he killed all his brothers and his whole generation before him.
Everybody else was perverted, corrupted. It was a generation of corruption. You have to understand that generation of Noah. That generation of Noah, there were robbers. There were robbers. I mean, you don't understand. It's not our way of thinking. It was a generation of robbers, of perversion. When some commentators say that they were not only robbers of things, they were robbers of people. They would see a young child, they would take it and have a relationship with him. Okay? They would see a woman, they would take her.
And how come only Noah stays good, like a good man?
It's not our problem today.
Okay.
But you know,
But-
that's happening lately.
Non, c'est bizarre.
Yeah,
Moi, il y a
of course.
un rabbin qui m'a dit que Noah, pas comment il a dit ça, Noah, dans une autre génération.
There is an issue. No. So no, it's not. The thing is that Rashi asked the question. Rashi asked the question. It says ish tzadik tamim bedorotav, which means he was an ish tzadik. He was a man tzadik, just in his generation. Would have he been a tzadik or not if he were in another generation? Is it relative or not? There is a machloket on that. Nobody, like, they don't agree on that, okay? But what is very interesting in that is that I want to ask you a question. Okay, now we see that Hashem made a covenant, a berit, okay, with Noach. He said, I'm going to save you from this Mabul, okay? But you have to follow my rules, build this teva, make this teva for yourself, take the food for yourself. So maybe it could be, it seems to be for the moment, that Hashem is expecting us to be a good executor. Meaning, I'm telling you something, you do something, and that's it. Is it the case? Did you understand? Meaning, like, is he asking us to be just an executor, to follow his rules the way they are and nothing else, like a robot, basically? So I want to ask you a question. If, for instance, I am new in this city, okay? We all came from different cities here. So we have been new in this city at one point. Imagine the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of not really having a place here yet, not knowing anyone. You came in this particular, sometimes you arrived with a sibling, like, so you came with a family, you came in a very warm community, but some people arrive in Miami and they don't know anyone and they feel so lonely and they feel so sad and they feel like, why did Hashem put me in this place? Why am I here? Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes a woman follows her husband here in Miami. She arrives and she doesn't know anyone. She used to work in Paris, sometimes as a doctor or something like that. And she arrives in Miami, she can't even work. It is so difficult. Did you feel like that when you arrived? So many women felt like that when they arrived. When it's not always your choice and you follow out of love and you're like, okay, I'm going, but Hashem, why do you do that to me? Is he expecting us to just sit and say, why did you put me here? Why did you do that? Just send me a solution. That's it. I don't want to do anything. I can't do anything. You're my king, and I'm just asking for you to send me a solution. Is it what he really wants from us? Maybe it seems like that. Since the story of Noach is maybe pointing towards that direction. Okay? And we see that it's already a very good level because it means that that person already has emunah, right? He already has emunah, meaning faith in God. Okay? So it's already a very, very impressive question. Now, so let me finish. So I'm trying to demonstrate something. So all the questions are going to be answered. And if not, then at the end, we will answer all of them. Okay, so now let's think about something. If he really wants that from us, just to sit, wait, and pray, and that's it, don't do anything. Just listen to what I'm saying. If that's the case, then why did he tell Noach, Aselecha teva? Why did he tell Noach, Kach lecha, food for you and the thing? Why? Because he's telling him, do it for yourself. Don't do it for me. Don't expect something. I want to ask yourself something. Imagine that you're leaving for a trip, okay, to Morocco, to New York, to wherever, okay? I'm going in New York soon. By the way, there's 1 week where I'm not going to be there. I already wrote it down that we're skipping a Tuesday. I have two choices for my kids to survive when I'm not here. First, I leave them with my husband. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, okay? but then they were gonna need to eat them. My husband is not into cooking. So I can tell them, you know what, like I prepared everything for you, which I'm probably gonna do. I prepared everything for you. There are stickers. You just pull out a box, like a prep box, and you put it in the microwave, which I don't have, so it's not gonna work. You put it in the microwave and you reheat your food, and that's it, my love. I love you so much. Mommy's not here, but here is if you're hungry. That's my first option. Second option, I could tell my boys who are older now and who could really manage by themselves, tell them, you know what? The fridge is full. I bought plenty of different type of products, produces, how do you say products, whatever. And make for yourself a sandwich. Make for yourself pasta and eggs, omelette. Make for yourself something that you're going to enjoy. Now, what is the consequence to my choices, my options? In the first option, the day my son is going to go to yeshiva and then to university, he's going to call me and say, Mommy, where's my food? I'm hungry. I'm starving. What do I do with my life? I'm waiting for you to do everything for me. You've always done that for me. Second option, hey, Mom, thank you so much. Can you refill, please, my bank account? Because I need to buy bananas, tomatoes, bread, turkey, whatever, in order to make myself a sandwich. Okay? Which one do I really want for my kids? Hashem is telling Noach, Aseh lecha teva. Kach lecha food for you and your family. Lecha, for yourself. Because he doesn't expect Noach to wait and sit. He expects Noach to learn for himself, to do things for himself. And I'm going to see why, because what is he doing right now? Noach, Hashem is actually creating a nest. He's creating a miracle for Noach. He's telling Noach, hey, do you realize I'm going to kill everyone? Whoop. Everybody is going to be comment on dit noyé? Drowned, okay? Everybody's gonna be drowned. I'm gonna send liters and gallons of water. Do you realize? You want to survive? Do this for yourself. Do that for yourself. I'm gonna make a miracle for you. But you know what? Miracles don't come when people wait and sit. There is a very important thing that we need to do. When we are waiting for Hashem to save us, when we have this rema, this, comment on dit en anglais?
Angoisse.
this anguish, this anxiety, this feeling that we're getting drowned, that we can't anymore. And whether it is a big thing, like I have some friends from the French community, for instance, they live very far away from their fathers, from their parents, and the father is very, very sick, and they feel like drowning because they have their kids here. They cannot leave the kids here, and they want to help their parents. They want to be there for their parents, and they can't, and they feel like trapped in between two waters. Where are they going to be helped? How are they going to be helped? She spends hours praying, and she's not Shomeret Shabbat, she's not, but she prays because she feels like, what else can I do? Okay. And it could be also just our routine that sometimes make us feel suffocated. Waking up in the morning so early, having to do the lunches, having to run to drop off the kids, having to run for work sometimes when we work, having to deal with the construction of a house that never is going to be finished yet. I hope it's going to be finished soon. And when you have the feeling that your life goes in 2 seconds and you can't even do anything, for you to breathe, by mode. What do we do at that moment? We all felt like that. Whether it's for shtuyot, we feel like it's shtuyot, it's not shtuyot. This is a feeling of drowning, a feeling of not being able to take a breath. And that oxygen would help us so much to make everybody happy in our family. We have to take that breath. How do we do? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he could have decided to drown everybody like a pool, like bringing the water down from the earth, which, by the way, it is also going to come from the earth and boil from the earth. But the first 40 days, it's gonna come from where? From the sky, from the Shamayim. Why? Why did he choose that? To show that the origin and the solution of our drowning is upstairs in the sky. For us to remember a beautiful Tehillim is pointing out to that. I sang it for you once, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sing it again because it's beautiful. No, I did it. It is the Shir LaMa'alot. Somebody wants to sing it with me? Tu veux?
No.
Shir LaMa'alot Esa enai el harim me'ayin yavo Ezri me'im Hashem Ose shamayim va'aretz aliten lamot raglecha. And this is the part I want to stop because this is the most important part. Shir LaMa'alot Esa enai el harim. I'm turning my eyes, bringing my eyes towards the mountains. Towards the mountains. Why? Because it's the highest point I can reach with my eyes. Why? Because when I am drowning, I want someone from way above to send me a life jacket. Send me something so that I can please survive. I want to survive. Esa enai el harim, me'ayin yavo ezri. Where will my help come from? Where will it come from? Ezri me'im Hashem ose shamayim va'aretz. It will come from Hashem, who created the shamayim, the sky, and aretz, the earth. Only Hashem can help us, that's for sure. In the moments where we're drowning, whether it is a crazy situation of health, God forbid, a crazy financial situation, God forbid, a crazy shtuyot situation with kids that at the end we're going to laugh about. It doesn't matter. The feeling is exactly the same. We're drowning. Hashem is asking us, he's giving us a hint. When you're in this situation, I'm expecting you to look up in the sky and ask me to help you. But now I'm going to tell you a joke because we need to laugh a little bit and relax this Romain. Okay? Yeah. Tout terrain. Attends, tu me donnes un piano et après on va Gad Elmaleh. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you a joke. And I don't know how the accent of Maurice Benguigui is going to be in English, but we're going to make it. It's the story of Maurice Benguigui. He's on a yacht. Hey, alors, so what? I am on my yacht. I'm keeping. Look at my Rolex. I forgot my Rolex, by the way, this morning. Okay, I am keeping on the ocean. Who better than me? Oh my God, I have a problem. What's going on with my boat, with my yacht? And the yacht drowns. Suddenly it breaks down. Something happened. I don't know what. And he ends up on a little life jacket like that. Oh my, with a cigar. Always with a cigar. Okay. And Maurice, he says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, you know how much I love you, Nachon? Okay, send me my help. Now, send me. I know, you know how much I love you. Send me the help. And he waits like that for an hour, 2 hours. And suddenly there's a guy in a rowboat passing by. And he sees that Maurice Bengi, comment je l'ai appelé? Bengi, on his life jacket, and he goes like, "Hey guys, you seem like in a very bad situation. Come up, I'll help you." He said, "Nah, are you crazy or what? I'm waiting for Hashem. He's gonna save me." Yeah, he's gonna save me. I don't need you. Thank you. Go away. Okay. So the guy says, "Okay, Meshuga, whatever you want," and he goes. An hour passes, and again, Hashem, I love you so much. Save me from my, please, save me. And then comes a helicopter. Hello, yeah, I'm very good. Nicolas Hulot. Okay. Je suis filmée. Je n'ai honte de rien. Okay. Excuse me, sir, we just located you. We're sending you like a cable. Hang on to that cable, and we're going to pull you up and save you. Hey, arrête, non, allez, va chez ta mère. No, I'm staying here. It's okay. Hashem is going to save me. I don't need you. Go away. The helicopter, he flies away. Okay. He doesn't want to be saved. After 3 hours, he starts feeling so weak, and he fell asleep. And he dies, drowned in the water. He arrived in Shamayim. The cigar is not there anymore. It's wet. And he comes and he sees Hashem. And Hashem says, "Maurice." Oh, parce que Hashem also is Sephardi, I'm sorry. Maurice. So Hashem says, "Maurice, mon fils, béni. What are you doing?" He said, "What do you mean, what are you doing? I've been waiting for you for hours." And he tells him, "You don't understand. I sent you a rowboat. I sent you a helicopter, and you didn't want to be saved." So, of course, having emunah is a key to being saved in a time of drowning, but it's not enough. And Rabbeinu Bechaye is teaching us something amazing about Parashat Noach. Rabbeinu Bechaye, yeah, we jumped from Maurice Ben-Gui to Rabbeinu Bechaye. It's a big jump. Okay, but Rabbeinu Bechaye, he teaches us something beautiful. He says in Parashat Noach, we are learning about the Teva. We are learning about Ishtadlut. What is Ishtadlut? Is the fact to make your effort, to try, to what? Okay, to put your efforts into getting something. You have to try, you have to do it, you have to go for it, you have to try to reach it. Don't just wait and sit and say, "Hey, it's going to happen." Always think about Maurice Ben-Gui. He needed to accept the offer. You needed to make your efforts. Of course you do. And what is beautiful is that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Noach to build his teva, he didn't just... Hein? Il parlait du yacht. No. He was actually saying something very interesting. He told Noach, build a teva, and I'm going to give you all the details. And within the details, he said, you're going to take some wood. You're going to need some wood to build a teva. But don't take any wood. Plant some seeds. Let the trees grow. And then cut off the wood and start building your teva. And it took him 120 years to build a teva.
Et combien de temps d'avance il a préparé?
It took
Non, il
him...
a prévenu qu'il allait faire un lavage 120 ans avant?
Yeah.
Non,
Yes, he did. And we're going to see why. The Mabul will only start after that. The deluvio, the flood, will only start after. So he says to Noach, it's going to take you 120 years. Well, he doesn't say exactly it's going to take you 120 years, but the process that he put him through, knowing that Noach is going to respect every detail because Noach is the perfect executor, is the perfect robot, let's say, okay, student. He doesn't use his free will to act or to, okay, be thief and go like, I'm going to do something to make it shorter. No, he's exactly respecting the rules of everything, okay? It took him 120 years. Now I want to ask you something. What is 120 years?
A generation.
It's a lifetime. A generation is 20. It's a lifetime of a human being today. Soon it's going to be my birthday, Bezrat Hashem, and you're going to wish me Ad Mea V'Eschim to 120 years. Bezrat Hashem, in good health and with you around me.
Amen.
But what does it mean? It means that Hashem is telling Noach, this teva that I'm asking you to build is actually your life. He's teaching us, Ase lecha teva, build your life. Use every second of your life to build, to make a construction out of your life. You can't stay and enjoy and don't do anything. You have to build something. You have to build yourself according to my laws. Because what is the ordinance? What is the commandments that go with our life? We said it at the very beginning. Torah Chaim. It's the Torah that is our life instruction. So, Akadosh Baruch Hu, inside of the Torah, he told us how to build a good life, how to build our teva. So Hashem told him, build this teva according to this, and he told us through Noach, we can learn from that we have those 120 years, which is a lot of days. I'm not very good in math to tell you how many days it is, but it's a lot of days. And each day should count. Each day use it to do something good, to act, to build, to create the life you want for yourself. Don't be passive in your life. Don't just sit and look at what's going on. Quelqu'un te bloque? Okay. So one part of my mission is going to be to think and to use the Torah as my instruction manual to build my life, to make for myself a project of life. That's one part of the mission. Now I want to ask you another type of question. Like, is anyone handy here?
No, we all call him.
You're handy? Well, okay. How long would it take Michael to build a teva? Which means a boat in wood with no electronic, no electricity. How long would it take a man? Yeah, probably 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Why did Akadosh Baruch Hu make it that it would take 120 years? That he had to wait for the wood, for the seed to grow, become a tree, and the tree be able to be cut, and the cut. Why? For patience? Okay. For what? Evolution. Okay. Now I want to ask you to visualize something. Try to visualize. We are in a world of perversion. Imagine all the worst pedophiles, all the worst people in the streets, all over the place. Okay? And Noach building his teva. You're right.
It reminds me, have you seen those YouTube videos of that Indian guy that he built everything from scratch?
Yeah.
A pool, and then, you know what I'm talking about? He uses everything from the forest, and he built with his bare hands pools, houses. It takes him
So how long would it take to build a boat? Not that
a
long.
while.
There's a movie about that, and I forgot what the actor is. You guys know the movie about Noach, and he tells him, and so he's getting these messages, and he's building this huge ark, and everybody thinks he's crazy because only he is getting the messages, and they're all going on with their life.
Okay, so imagine that. They go to Noach and they ask him, "What are you doing, Noach?" And he's like, "I'm building a teva." Why a teva? Because Hashem is going to destroy this world. You're all going to drown, and I'm building a teva because Hashem is going to save me. Ah, you're totally crazy. You're totally crazy. You must be totally crazy, Noach. What?
Les gars là qui font la chambre de secours chez eux à la maison et qui mettent le stock.
Ah, what?
Ouais, les appellent pas les
Okay,
petits.
so they think, maybe they thought that he was totally cuckoo. But actually, he gave him 120 years, a lifelong of opportunity to help them make teshuvah. He gave Noach the opportunity to see what he could do with what he had. Because Noach was a Baal Chesed. He was a master of Chesed. Chesed means kindness, giving kindness. So it means that during those years of the Mabul where he was inside of the Teva, he didn't sleep. He was the last one to eat. He was feeding all the animals of the world. He was feeding his family. He was taking care of everyone, even the poop of the animals, all the peels of the fruits and everything. He was taking care of everything before himself. He's a Baal Chesed. He is a master of loving kindness. He has so much love for other creatures. Hashem gave him the opportunity to take that love and spread it around to the rest of humanity. But because he is a good executant, he's a good listener, he's a good student, as you said, but he is not someone who is a leader. So he didn't use those years, a lifelong opportunity to help other people change their lives and become good people like him. He just did whatever it was for himself. That's the thing. That's not what Hashem needs to do. He doesn't want robots. And that's leading us to understand Hashem is not expecting us to exactly just follow whatever he said and wait. He wants us to do our ishtadlut, meaning he wants us to discover what we have inside and use it to make something bigger. And that's why we are not descendants of Noach. We are the descendants of one son of Noach. His name was Shem. And when we say that people are anti-Semitic, we're actually saying that people are anti-Shemitic, because Shem became Sem and Semites people, and we are the descendants of Shem. Now, Shem in Hebrew means name. When you give a name to something, you give it a meaning. Giving a meaning to the world. That's the mission of the Jewish people. And that's why Noach is not the father of the Jewish people. He's the father of humanity, of all the nations. But out of his descendants from Shem comes one man, very, very special man, a leader for a humongous amount of millions and millions of people who arrives at the end of the Parasha. It's true. It's Abraham Avinu. Aval is not Abraham yet. He's Abram because he was born Abram. And then when he makes a covenant, a brit with Hashem, he becomes Abraham because the Hey comes from Hashem. So, of course, everybody comes, because everybody comes from Noach since there was no other human being after the Mabul. So, Noach gave birth to Shem. Shem gave birth many years after, 10 generations after, to 9 generations after, to Abraham. What happened in the life of Abraham? What did Abraham did? First of all, he received the same kind of commandment as Noach. We said Noach received the commandment that was Aselecha teva, kach lecha food, and next week we're going to see that Abraham received the commandment Lech lecha, Go for yourself, leave this birthplace, leave your family, and go where? To the land that I am going to show you, to tell you, to direct you to. Abraham did walk with Hashem. He had also a relationship with Hashem. Il marchait avec Hashem. He was dating Hashem somehow, not in the same way that we say it today, but he had a relationship with Hashem. But his lifelong, and that, by the way, when he dies, and we're going to see it in 3 parashot, the Torah says Abraham died and he came with all his days. What does it mean he came with all his days? It means that each and every day was a testimony that he built his teva, that he built his life. And not only his life, because his life was dedicated to bring people who were worshippers, idolâtres, worshippers, pagans, to know Hashem and to serve Hashem and to walk in the ways of Hashem. Ish Tzadik Tamim, that was Noach. Be Dorotav, in that generation. But Ish Ivri, it's Abraham. Ish means man. Ivri is a Hebrew. And what does Ivri mean? It comes from the concept of passing from one border of the river to another border of the river. It means that you're walking against the flow. It means that even if the rest of the world doesn't understand the concept of one God, if they don't understand that I have to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I am going to be the one who is going to show them. I am going to walk against the flow of people, and I'm going to grab them with me. And not by force, but by love, by food, because we love food, as you see tonight. He would open his tent on the 4 corners so that any person who would pass by would see that it's open. It's the first Bet Chabad. And what was inside? Probably Abraham was Moroccan, because there was beautiful food inside. There was beautiful food, very yummy food. He was very welcoming with his wife Sarah, Imenu. And when people, so they were in the desert, and when people had eaten, had drunk, not drunk, but drank to be hydrated, he would tell them, they would tell Abraham, how much do we owe you? And he would say, oh, you don't owe me anything. I didn't make that. That was created by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who created the sky and the earth. If you want to pay him, do the Birkat Hamazon. Birkat Hamazon, which is the blessing after the meals, the grace after the meals, and the blessing after the meals. Okay? And that's how he would connect people to Hashem. So we have to understand that our mission, now that we have seen all those amazing characters of the Torah, the first characters on earth, the Torah teaches us, you could think that you're here to listen to what I'm saying. That's not only what I'm telling you to do. I'm asking you to go inside of yourself. Each one of you, find which tools you came on earth with. What is your tool? What is your specialty? What is your talent? Your talent is different from your talent, that is different from your talent, that is different from your talent. We each have a uniqueness. We each are unique in a certain way. And Hashem is not expecting us to be exactly, I wish I could be like Melissa, I'm not like Melissa. And it's okay, because Hashem didn't want 2 Melissas, otherwise he would have created 2 Melissas. He created an Esther and a Melissa. And I have certain talents, you have other talents. And, and the fact that I use my own talent and she uses her own talent, I'm going to build my teva with my 120 years, Bezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives me to live. She's going to use those 120 years to build her own teva, her own mission. And You are also Perrine, and you are also Virginie, and you are Sarah, and you are Morgan, and you, everybody. And once we all have built our own teva, we're going to see one thing amazing. It's like a Lego. It all connects together. And what does it connect into? The house for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to live in. Do you understand? We came back to the very beginning of the class, where why is the world created? The Baal HaTanya tells us, because Hashem desires a dira betartonim. He wants us to build our own teva, to bring our own light. Because this is the only way, and I don't know why I'm feeling like I'm crying, sorry. This is the only way that we're really going to make it happen.
Going back to Noach, he was the only good person who had been able to live up, and he found him in the school and in the people. How did we get so many bad people to send them from there? That's the whole point, right?
But because we have free will, it doesn't mean, listen, if you don't educate, first of all, out of his 3 sons, some did things that were punished. And then because we are not robots, it's not because the first DNA was of an ish tzaddik that the rest is going to fall under the tree. You have to work on yourself. Naama. Non, c'est sa mère, Naama. Comment c'est de Non, c'est Naama. Naama.
Does it mean literally make a space in your home for Hashem?
It's not a space in your home for Hashem. You have to create. Hashem should be in your life, but you have to create a home for him. But of course, you have to make space for him in your life, which means first, as you do have Hashem in your life, because otherwise you would not be spending your morning learning Torah with me, correct? You do that because you consider that Hashem is in your life and he's giving you tools in order to lead your life towards the right direction. And he's expecting us to do that. And when we come to a beautiful buffet like you did, you are actually making, like Sarah Imenu, a big mitzvah.
But if you must be
No,
thank
really.
Hashem instead of saying thanks Salome, I'm not sure how it's gonna go.
It is such a big mitzvah that you're doing. Hey, each and every one of you, when you open your doors to a class of Torah.
Ah, il est toujours là, vous devez reconnaître.
Oui, non, parce qu'Abraham Avinu, il disait.
Merci aussi à Sarah. Yeah, he always thanks Sarah. We're going to see when we're studying Sarah Imenu as probably the first or the second woman that we're going to study. We are going to study how together they were a partnership. There was no Sarai without Abraham. There was no Sarah without Abraham. It doesn't exist. It's a true couple. They are the perfect couple. And at one point they will become parents. But before that, they are the perfect couples. And he's teaching us a lot about what being a couple means, having projects together and everything. But that's a common thing. I really want you to understand that when you host a class like that, when you make it tasty and nice and it's so much like pleasant to come to such a beautiful table, and we don't need all those things. We could host like with just cacahuete, peanuts, and bucha at 9 in the morning. No, with peanuts and with peanuts and orange juice or something simple. It doesn't matter. Being together means we are able to grab something from each other. And sometimes I learn one-on-one with some women. I actually have like 5 women I learn one-on-one every single week. And it's not the same energy, because when we are together, we create an energy that is going to shine in the world. And we don't realize that. We are creating so much light right now. So it's beautiful. And Hashem is expecting us, that's just the summary. So Hashem is really expecting us to use our days, to make each day count. And we see it when we wake up in the morning and we say, Modani lefanecha melecha vekayam, shechezarta bi nishmati bechemla rabba emunatecha. the last sentence says, so the first sentence means, I acknowledge, I'm grateful to you, Hashem, for bringing back my neshama inside of my body. That's the first thing we say in the morning. And then we say, your emunah is big. Your emunah, Kadosh Baruch Hu, is big in what? In yourself? No, in me. Because if you bring me back my neshama in my body, it means that you know and you believe and you trust that today, this day of life, I'm going to deal my teva. I am going to become who I am supposed to be. And I'm not supposed to be only under the sun, having fun. I'm supposed to be a Shemite, I don't know. I'm supposed to be a meaningful person. I'm supposed to put a meaning in this world, to give a name to what I'm doing. This is what I'm supposed to. Okay, so now let's answer all the questions that you'd like. I'm sorry if I interrupted the question. It's just that I wanted like the demonstration to close down.